Hi, welcome back to the channel. This week I'm super excited to share with you something I've been working on for quite a while now, and that is Ravetables. And if I'm allowed to give myself a little pat on the back, I am quite proud of that name. And as you can see here, we have 128 meticulously curated psychedelic wavetables in WAV format, recorded at 2048 samples per frame, fully compatible with all popular wavetable synths such as Serum, Vital, Pigments, and Ableton Wavetable. So essentially what that means is this isn't a bunch of randomly generated wavetables that I've just lumped together. Each one of them has been individually created for a specific tone that I was after, and also they're compatible with basically any wavetable synth out there. So here I have an init instance of Serum loaded, but I'm only using Serum because it's quite easy to demonstrate and everyone's familiar with the layout and the structure. But like I said, they're compatible with all major wavetable synths. So let's go and choose the first one, adrenakrohm, Ravetables 1, and another thing I'm quite happy with is the naming convention. So we have names like Blue Mitsubishi, we have names like Blue Punisher, we have Rolexes here, we have Super Marios, we have Game Boys, and very much a case of if you know, you know. So very much fitting with the rave vibe. Let's start with Blue Mitsubishi. Let's enable this wavetable position mod. Essentially all that is doing, we just have LFO1 mapped to the wavetable position over a duration of 2 bars. So when I hold down a key, it'll sweep through the wavetable to give you a flavor of what it sounds like. Also, I recommend turning them down a couple octaves. That's where they sound best. But like I said in the instructions, don't let that distract you from being creative and using them how you want. So let's go. And I'm not going to use any filters for any of these demonstrations. I want you to hear the raw wavetable, but in your head, I think you can imagine if you put a filter and a bit of delay on that, then you're going to get something quite special indeed. Let's keep moving on. Green PlayStation. So in this pack, they are generally at the higher end of the spectrum, mainly for leads and such. In future packs, I'll focus on bass and more effects, but this one is more kind of FM-y type leads. I'm not going to go through them all because like I said, there's 128, so I'll just skip through a few at random. Blue Punisher, I think we'll need to listen to this one. Wink, wink. This is actually one of my favorites. It's got the perfect balance of grit and kind of upper harmonics for leads. And then finishing off with White Kermit. Also, if you're wondering what the number and MG means at the end of the description, you can ignore that. That's just a bit of fun, basically. Nothing to do with the preset. Again, if you know, you know. The milligrams ties in with the name of the product in front of it, but it means nothing in terms of describing the wavetable, if that makes sense. So there we go, Ravetables Volume 1, officially available now. And the other thing I wanted to announce today is the launch of the adrenakrohm store version 2.0. And here it is in all its majestic glory. So this has been completely rebuilt from the ground up. It even has a new URL. It accepts all major payment forms, as you can see down below here. And many of you are already very familiar with the first version of the store, and I thank you for that. The reason for moving to version 2 is because I was never really happy of the original layouts, and let's just call them back-end bugs that the provider couldn't resolve. So now I've moved it over to Shopify, and it is working an absolute treat. So if we click over to all products, we see, as it would imply, all products. Under the product itself, we see the creator responsible. So the first two here, we have Inside Out, then we have myself, then we have Jawaluka Studio, and so on and so forth. Then to the right of that, we can search by creator. And at the time of recording, I'm literally in discussions right now about adding a new creator and actually a very well-known artist to the store. So hopefully, by the time this video goes live, I'll have him listed here as well. But for now, looking down the list, there are some names that you're no doubt very familiar with. So let's pick one at random. We can choose Jawaluka Studio, and then we have all of his products listed below. And then to the right of that, we can choose by product. So we have Ableton devices and racks. We have some classes here. We have MIDI files, actual plugins, preset packs, sample packs. We have various services here, like one-on-one sessions. We have wavetables. We have my track from scratch project, and very, very excitingly for a lot of you, free stuff. So here, if you just want to come in and just basically raid the store for all free stuff, go ahead. And then to the right of that, we have by synth. So let's say we're in the market for some Serum presets. We don't really care who created them. We just want some new sounds. Let's go Serum 2. And here we go. We have all the creators of Serum presets. Or we could do the same for Vital, etc. So logically, I think it's quite well laid out. It's a dramatic improvement from the first version, and I really hope to see you over there soon. And like I said, by the time this video goes live, there'll be at least 2 more products listed on this store. So thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and I hope to see you over at the adrenakrohm store soon. Thanks for watching, see you soon, bye.